Today's video, I'm going to be sharing the 8 things I've learned in 8 years doing e-commerce, okay? So if you don't know me, my name is Jamie Hudson. I am currently 28 years old. I've been doing e-commerce now for 8 years. I've been doing online marketing for even longer than that. And I've done about $30 million in sales on Shopify, about half of it in dropshipping, about half of it running my brands. In the last year alone, I exited from 2 different Shopify brands, and I'm currently building my biggest one ever, okay? And I'm also doing a lot of other stuff, which leads me to this channel and kind of sharing what I've learned over the years, okay? So in this video, I'm gonna go over the last 8 years. It's been a long time. I'm gonna be sharing with you the 8 most important lessons I've learned, things that would have saved me a lot of time, would have made me a lot of money faster, would have saved me a lot of heartache and headache. And I'm gonna do this by sharing the story of these 8 years, year by year, okay? So let's get into it. All right, so 2016, okay? And the big lesson from 2016 was to pick one big thing and get clear on the outcome. My story goes back a while before this. I actually moved to Costa Rica when I was 18 years old, 2013. Literally moved there while I was making money online. Starting online marketing when I was 14 years old. But from 14 to 18, didn't really make any money. Was kind of just flip-flopping around. 18 to 21, also didn't really make any money. And this was because I was just jumping around from thing to thing. One minute I was trying to build an agency. The next minute I was trying to build an Amazon FBA brand. The next thing I'm doing SEO websites. I'm doing this everything under the sun. I would just go and buy course after course after course. The big mistake we will make is thinking we can do too much at once, but not enough over a long period of time, right? So what you can achieve in 10 years and 5 years is amazing. We often underestimate what we can do in 5 years, but we overestimate what we can do in 1 year. So the big lesson was, so go back to 2016, I was living in Costa Rica. I was living in this apartment by myself, kind of just having fun, exploring the world, partying a little bit, you know, just enjoying life in the tropics, but wasn't really making any money. And then my friend came to me and he said, "Hey, Jamie, I'm doing this thing called Shopify dropshipping." And I launched this stupid dog bandana. And I launched an image ad to a dog bandana from AliExpress, and the first like $10 I had spent, I had made like 3 sales. So right then I had this eureka, holy shit moment. And I made a decision all those years ago, 8 years ago, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna just drop everything and I'm gonna focus on Shopify dropshipping and e-commerce. And for you, that might not be Shopify dropshipping today, it might be building a brand, right? But the point is, you need to get rid of your distractions, decide the one thing you want to work on, and then get clear on the outcome. Because the other thing we do is we work on stuff without actually having any clue what we're really working towards. We're just like this ambiguous shit, like, oh, I want to get rich online, and I'm going to be rich, I'm going to get Lambo, right? But what I did back then was I wrote this list and I put like dream lifestyle, and I was like, okay, apartment, it was like $2,000 a month. It was a car, $1,000 a month. It was like restaurants, nice trips, vacations, travel. It all came up to about $10,000 a month is what I wanted to make. When I had that really clear, it was a clear outcome. And then I was like, okay, how am I going to do this? You then like reverse engineer it. First, you put your dream lifestyle, right? Then you're like, okay, what is the mechanism to get here? And that was drop shipping. And I simply listed out, okay, if I make $20 profit per sale, what is it? Okay, like 10 sales a day would be $200 a day profit. I've been making $6,000 a month, doing 10 sales a day, $20 profit each. And then that was it. I just extrapolated it. And very quickly, when I was really precise with the outcome, and focusing on that one, picking that one big thing, planting my flags, I got there really quickly. Within a couple of months in 2016, it was easy as fuck back then to do dropshipping, can't lie. I started to make a lot of money, but it was the picking the big thing, being clear on the outcome. 2017, lesson number 2. I now move to Medellin, Colombia, where I am now. I get to Medellin. I actually, in that 2016, I'd moved from Costa Rica to Thailand. I was living in Thailand. I actually lived in it was the ex-Prince of Nepal his penthouse. I lived in Chiang Mai. I had this ridiculous penthouse that was like $2,000 a month. And actually had met some friends there, and I taught them drop shipping. And now these guys just thought if they rubbed me, I was like a money genie, because it was just so easy to make money back then. So with these guys, we moved to Medellin, Colombia, and we just like go hard on drop shipping. I had like 10, 20 different general drop shipping stores, each with a different business partner. And we'd have a massive product sourcing spreadsheet with people full-time researching products. We'd be launching product. Every day we'd launch like 10 products across at least 10 stores, 10 different ad accounts, 10 BMs, 10 different bank accounts, cards, companies, everything. That's how a lot of us made millions drop shipping in the past. Doesn't really work the same anymore. But that year, one of those guys that I had a partnership with, we ended up starting a brand. And basically, I set it up. I set up everything. I came up with the product idea. I built the branding. I built the sales funnel. And once it was kind of up and running, the partner was running an office. He was running an office here with our employees in, which wasn't necessary. I said it wasn't even necessary. But he started to feel like I wasn't putting in as much work as him because he was in the office all day. So what happened was he decided to cut me out one day. One day I get a message from him, and that was him saying, I can't afford to keep you on anymore. And this was my company, my brand, my everything. This guy was as useless as nothing. He was a useless person. He didn't really do fuck all. He was a bank account and a merchant account. That's what he was good for. And I didn't need him other than that. But he decided he's going to steal the whole business from me. And that's the big lesson from 2017, was pick your partners wisely. You cannot do everything yourself. If you want to grow a big business, especially in e-commerce, you need to be doing multiple things. So I like to have one business partner, and we are 50-50 in the company. My business partner is my brother now, and this is why I think I like working with family. It could be a best friend or a family is good. A very close friend, maybe. My brother does all the operations. He does all the admin stuff. He deals with finance. He deals with fulfillment, negotiations, talking to people, messaging groups, employees, stuff like that. He also does ads and things, but then I do more of the marketing side. So we have like this kind of clear split. Oliver's more the operations lead, and I'm more of the creative marketing lead. And then it works well. And I trust my brother, right? I trust him. So pick your partners wisely. You can't do everything all yourself. You're going to go a lot further in this business if you have a business partner, and he should, he should do the stuff that, if it's a woman, it's a woman, or he should do the stuff that you are bad at, and you should do the stuff that he's not great at. So you kind of want to balance it out like that. 2018, lesson number 3, building brands is not as hard as you think. Coming from dropshipping, I always just thought building a brand is difficult, right? Like, these brands, like, wow, how do they have a landing page like that? There's a beautiful landing page. I could never build this landing page. Well, it's called a landing page designer, right? There's a million companies that can build you beautiful landing pages, beautiful product images. There are people you can hire on Upwork to custom build you a product mold that you send to China, or custom build your fashion brand. Anything you want done to build a real brand is just one person away, and it just costs a little bit of money. So that's the only trick there. But I really thought it was hard to build a brand, which is why I held on to dropshipping for so long, and I didn't focus exclusively on brand building, which could be a lot more profitable, and you can sell the company and stuff. So that's the next lesson is, that was the year 2018. Yeah. We had taken 2 different products and branded them, and we were making way more money. We were making way more money. We had our own fulfillment centers. Products were being shipped out for us. We would just buy things in bulk. We hired a team to run ads, to make video creative. And that was 2018. And, I could have done that in 2016. Could have done that years. I could have done that my first year. Instead, I waited over 2 years to even try to build a brand. And the truth is, it's actually not that difficult. You just sometimes have to hire people to help you elevate the quality of your stuff a lot higher than, you would need to do a basic dropshipping store. 2019, lesson number 4, pay attention to details and numbers. So 2019, I'm here living in Colombia again. And one of the brands, we thought we had like $1 million profit in the year. At the end of the year, I just wouldn't pay attention to numbers. I would turn my ears off. I would look the other way when it came to numbers. I just wanted to run the ads, check the profit app, metrics app in Shopify, and if it said I was making that net profit, that's how I viewed it. I never checked the bank accounts properly. I never reviewed the numbers. We didn't have a bookkeeper. We didn't have anything like this. And I never reviewed the expenses. So in the end, that million was actually more like $300,000 profit. And in that time, I wasn't making much other money, and I was spending money like crazy, anticipating this massive payout I was going to get from this brand. So by the end of the year, I'd spent most of my share of that 300K that I thought was $1 million. And that was a big slap to the face. Pay attention to the numbers, even if you don't like it. You need to hire a bookkeeper. You need to review the accounts and expenses every month. You never know when there's always like weird charges that don't make sense. Maybe a software company's billed you too much. Maybe even Facebook ads have billed you too much. Pay attention to the numbers. Pay attention to the details before it hits you in the face like it's done to me. 2020, the next big lesson, and that was just called focus, momentum, obsession. It's kind of like a principle I have. And the big lesson I learned was you never really get amazing results in life or in business unless you're really dialed in on one thing, right? And that comes down to kind of being obsessed about it. And I found myself, when I got obsessed with one business and all I would think about is this one business, all I would work on is the business, my results would just go exponential. But before you kind of get that obsession, you need some results first, right? When things aren't working for you, when you're not really making any money yet, you're kind of just like, 1 foot forward, one foot in, 1 foot out, because you still don't even have that belief yet. So in order to cultivate the obsession that gets you those amazing results from all the attention, you need to actually believe it's going to work, right? So my little whatever you want to call it, it goes first, focus, right? So you got to decide what to focus on. Don't focus on something stupid. Focus on something that you know other people are actually making money from, right? Don't go do some idea that no one's made money from that doesn't make any sense. So pick something that's going to work, that's working for other people today, this year, not back in 2020 or 2016 when I'm talking about. Pick something that's working for people today. Choose your brand, choose your drop shipping store, whatever that is. Focus on it, okay? As you focus on it, if you focus on it for enough time, you will hit what we call momentum. And momentum is just sales, right? We're getting sales. Sales is momentum. And when you hit that bit of momentum, that's when your brain kind of switches on the obsession and more focus factor. And when you do that, things will just blow up for you. 2021, lesson number 6, almost done here. Don't get stuck in the past. Know when to pivot. So 2021, to tell you the story, 2020 I was stuck in Colombia for the COVID crap. 2021 I was living in Mexico in Puerto Vallarta on the beach, okay? And I was trying to drop ship the old way. Okay, we were still launching general stores. We were trying some branded approaches, some brands which were working, but I was still spending like 70-80% of my time trying to do drop shipping how it was working in 2017. We were building general stores. We were building really low quality stuff and kind of spam testing products, kind of just mass spam testing. And it wasn't working, and we were only doing Facebook ads. So this was the big thing. Don't get stuck in the past. When you had something work for you in the past, it's really easy to just stay working on that one thing. Like, it's got to come back, especially if you are going to make a lot of money, like many of my situations in life, and then I didn't make that money. You don't want to close the chapter until you've gone out on a big win. But that can be really problematic because for us in that year, 2021, that model that we were doing was just dying. And I was spending too much of my energy on that when I should have focused it just on building brands or dropshipping on TikTok. Because we were just doing Facebook ads, dropshipping. And if you were around, 2021 was the big iOS updates. And the iOS Facebook updates destroyed tracking, destroyed optimization. They destroyed the entire ad platform. Overnight, my business went from doing multiple six figures a month to less than six figures. Like it was just fucked. And I was really confused. I didn't know what to do. I was like, maybe I should pivot, do something else. But for most of the year, I just tried to keep doing the same shit. And then towards the end of the year, I was like, fuck this, let's pivot. It's time we stop trying to make money the old way. We need to do TikTok ads right now. If we're gonna do drop shipping, we need to do a high quality branded approach with TikTok ads, because Facebook ads were shitting the bed hard in 2021. But the lesson was, that wasn't just a lesson from that year. That was going back 3 years at least. Yeah, maybe like, to be honest, since 2019, we found it very hard to make money Facebook ads, drop shipping. So we were too stuck in the past. We needed to pivot. We needed to adapt to the time. So while you got to focus on one thing, you also got to know when to pivot. Lesson number 7, 2022. Product and branding is the secret. That's it. That's the lesson. That's all I really have to tell you. As a dropshipper, you kind of think in terms of CPCs, clicks. How much does it cost me per sale? What's my gross margin? What's my net profit? What are my COGS? You're just kind of viewing people as numbers, and you're looking to just line your bank account, line your pockets, make as much money as possible. It took me all the way till 2022 to really change my thinking on this, to get out of the dropshippers thinking and be like, product is first, brand is first. What I noticed was I had one brand where the customers love the product. And it was like pretty much the only thing I'd ever done where people love the product. And what I noticed, we were getting a massive repeat purchase rate. And the only reason it was still profitable was because of those repeat customers. So now more than ever, this is so important. Stop thinking about these people and clicks as just numbers. They're real people who have real desires, goals, dreams, whatever you want to call it, real problems they want to solve, and your job is to help them solve it. Your job is to make their life better. And the only way you do that is by selling a really good product. And when you do this, you can now pay higher cost per clicks, higher cost per sale. You can afford more advertising. So even if you're starting off with drop shipping, you need to think the long game of high customer LTV, lifetime value, high quality product. Everything I do today is based around first picking a product that is a good product. 2023, the last lesson here, and this was last year. Play the long game. Stop thinking short term. Stop thinking, what can I do? How do I get rich in Shopify in the next 3-6 months? Think, how can I get rich in the next 2 to 3 years? If you think like that, a whole new world will open up to you. You can now look in different product categories and be like, you know what? On Amazon, this category, there's only an average of 500 reviews. I can get 500 reviews, positive reviews for that brand, and get the inventory, make it work in the next 6 months, 1 year. I can then build it from there. Think long term, play the long term game. Stop. If you've been doing this for a while, try not to just shuffle through a million products. Try to focus on brand specific ideas that are going to work in the long term that you can sell, okay? Because you can sell an e-commerce business for at least three times its yearly profit. So if it makes, just 200, let's call it 300 grand in a year, you can list that business for sale for almost $1 million as a payout. And you can take that money to the bank, you can retire, you can go live the life that you wanted, and you drew up in your outcome. Hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little different. I'm going to get my editor to edit it. Hope he does a dope job. If you want to learn more from me, there's a link to my free school group below. I'm also building the Rocket Ecom platform where we're going to have courses and software. I'm going to put a link below to join the waiting list. And if you want some consulting with me or some coaching, you can DM me in the school group and we can talk about it. Thank you very much.